Good morning, Big Brother fans. It is Tuesday, August 8th, and we're going to start out with some lessons on pronunciation. All right. I don't remember who helped me, but I want to thank you. Surrey. I'm so sorry. Sorry about Surrey. I will mess it up again, though. You can be guaranteed. I apologize. Hi, Sam. Hi, Sum. Surrey. There. That's going to be fine. There we go. That's all. Thank you for listening, everybody. Talk to you later. I just get in a mental glitch and just keep saying it one way, and I think if I keep saying it a lot of times, I'll get it right eventually. I'll have it down by the end of the season, probably. But I'll mess it up again. But I did the mnemonic of yes sirree. That was what got me. So that I'll go with that. Is it a mnemonic? I don't know. Just to say it that way. Yes sirree. So Surrey. She had a good night last night. It was interesting to watch her. What's going on in the Big Brother house? Let's talk as best I can. Let's put it this way. A lot is going on in the Big Brother house. We still have what? We're on Tuesday. We have all day Tuesday. We have all day Wednesday, and then Thursday, really, most of the day yet. So we almost have 3 full days left before an eviction where Kirsten will be evicted, and yet they are working so hard on the next steps that it's just it's almost silly to talk about it. This is where becoming a live feeder is the difference between being a super fan and a regular fan, because the twists and turns that are happening right now probably in the long run don't matter, because a week from now everything could be topsy-turvy. I mean, there are Dolfica and Razor Skates, the folks, and anyone else who puts out an alliance map. They're out there, and pretty much they could be half shredded right now based on what I saw happen after I went to bed last night, right? Not a lot of alliances, but some good chunks of alliances got busted up, so they're going to have to redraw lines and get rid of names, and it's just all over the place, and some moving target, and keeping track is very hard. So my summary is going to be just as chaotic, because I can't keep track of everything. I watched the feeds last night for a couple of hours. I read online what was happening. I kind of try to get a good sense of where things sit. But man, it's just ever changing at this point. We have 17 people in that house, and I get sucked into just one little 15-minute segment, and I want to talk about it, and I take a video capture of it, and I share it, and I write about it. But there's other things. While I'm doing that, there's other things going on. I mean, it's just nuts. There was a point where the thing I focused on last night was Izzy had a conversation with Cameron. Now, Cameron, I guess the night before, had kind of been pulled into an alliance, or was trying to get pulled into an alliance with the upstairs folks. Hang on one second. I'll be right back. Okay, so that's exactly what I was thinking. So the alliance that I couldn't think of yesterday, the handful, I got to think of the 5 people. The handful alliance was Jag, Blue, Riley, Matt, and Cameron. Now, Cameron has been just, like I said, all over the place. He says he's got this, father figure thing going with Riley, and so he keeps thinking of her like his daughter. They're not that far apart in age, but that's what he's saying, and it's fine. I get it. So he's giving her advice and giving her pep talks, basically saying, snap out of it, kid. Riley has been very overwhelmed with the heavy is the crown. She's been very overwhelmed with the fact that it's hard to be head of household. Now, look, some people have been really condescending online, well, you got to play the game and you're into it. But you have to look at it in her way, and it's true. Everybody in the house, up until, at some point, is trying to win favor with the head of household or not being honest with her. She is the center of attention in a lot of ways. And whether people like it or not, that's how it is. And whether she deserves it or not, whatever, whether she's making good decisions, she still is kind of the center of attention because she has this big room upstairs and people come and go out of it. And I think she's feeling overwhelmed totally. I get it completely. Cameron is talking to her like, you need to snap out of it. You got to just, get on with your game and this and that. But Cameron yesterday, and I know I'm not going to get this exactly right, but again, did we mention the fact that all this is going to change in a week? Cameron yesterday decided that he claimed to decide that it was like him and Red. Red was his kind of ride or die. Now, that was not official, I don't think, but that was kind of the conversations that they had talking. And he's kind of like, I'm working with Red, and I want to be good with Red. And, of course, Red isn't being included in any of these alliances that Cameron was a part of up until yesterday, including the he's in the handful, and he was in family style, which is the handful plus America and Corey. And so, Cameron has decided, I'm syncing up with Red, and he's not included, so I'm just gonna say, screw this. This is done. And I don't think he officially broke up the handful, but I could be wrong. But I know he kind of said the family style is done. Like, we're done with this group, or maybe it was the 8. You know what? He said the 8 is done, I think. So that would have been, maybe that included Red. I'm not sure. All right, let's take a step back here. This is where I am getting into the weeds. I want to go back to the conversation that I was actually watched for the entirety to pick up on. So Cameron, again, had been talking to Riley, saying, you got to just, get with it, suck it up, be ready for it, make your move, blah, blah, blah. Then he ends up talking with Izzy. I don't know who initiated the conversation. I think he claimed he initiated the conversation, but he and Izzy had a conversation. Izzy had decided she was going to talk to him or whatever. Izzy doesn't like Cameron. Okay, so there was a bunch of, in some ways, it was a question of, do either of these believe what the other is saying? And yet they had a 20, 30-minute conversation in which Izzy kind of came across, she gets in her mind, she thinks she is playing a masterful game. She thinks she is the amazing, and she's not afraid to tell people how great she's playing it in some ways with like Jared and Suri. See, I managed to do it. So she has Cameron in the back in the comic bedroom, which is kind of HOH room 2, right? It's the other HOH room at this point, because that's where Suri stays. And so they're back there talking, and they're both feeding each other, as far as I'm concerned, lines. But Izzy is very much like, well, I'm glad you came to talk to me, and I want you to be a part of this, and don't you want to be a part of this? And I can get Jag in, I can get Jared in here, and we can do this. And I don't even know. She just said, why are you going to be a part of that group? You can change the vote. You can not the vote this week, by the way, because at the one point Cameron even said, well, the vote's decided this week, and she decided, I'm not talking about this week, hinting, I'm talking about going forward. I'm talking about where you're going to be going forward. And I really don't know how serious Cameron is in the end with all of this. I'm not even sure. I don't think he was as serious as he was just frustrated with the other side and was talking to Izzy and feeling Izzy out. But Jared also came in the room, and they were talked. And there's a clip going around today or last night about Izzy saying she hates people, and she was talking about to Cameron when she said that. And I just don't know, guys. It's like, though the intensity that Izzy is playing, it's a different. People are saying it's giving kind of Paloma energy in some ways from last season, who you'll remember never got any sleep and ended up getting taken out for medical reasons because she wasn't getting any sleep. Izzy is saying she's not getting any sleep. She is wired, although she doesn't seem to be slowing down yet. But we are still, I don't remember how many days, I need to look it up, Paloma lasted. But Paloma was out before the first eviction. So, yeah, I don't remember. That was when we thought we were going to lose Taylor, and then Paloma ended up going. And we know how that all worked out. So, I'm feeling like Izzy in some ways right now. The Izzy Cameron conversation was interesting, followed by Cameron leaving, and then Jared talking to Izzy and telling Izzy to stop being so emotional in front of people, and she was getting very defensive. But, like him saying you can't let them see your emotions, because Cameron was coming into here to talk to you because he was mad at how emotional Riley was being, and then you're getting emotional in a different kind of emotions. But she was still very, angry, excited, animated, and Jared felt it was a bit much. Then Suri comes in. That's how it's gonna go. Suri comes in, and Jared basically, and so now you got mommy in there with her two kids, because that's what it is, and Izzy is complaining to Suri that Jared is telling her she's too emotional. And this went by, and this is the video I clipped. I clipped a video of them all, like three of like a family member having a fight where Suri is saying, you shouldn't be doing that, and kind of getting very animated, angry, but then they're laughing and smiling like 3 seconds later. So it's very weird, awkward, strange, intense. And right in the middle of it, I don't remember who walked in. Someone walked in with cookies. Like, anybody want cookies? And it was like, and then she left. And it just was it's just like, this is, like I said, this is day 6, and we've got 3 more days or 2 more days until an eviction that's already been decided. Yet the amount of level of emotion going on here is just really intense. And Suri's comment to Jared was, this is the safe room. This is where Izzy can be herself, and she can be animated. She can be emotional, because then when she goes out there into the rest of the house, she has to be controlled. Although some would question that. She's not necessarily controlled there. I still go back to what I think I said yesterday, which is, man, she has hitched her wagon to a couple of wild animals, and that would be Izzy and Felicia. That Suri has, because, man, yeah, it's going to be a bumpy ride for her. And I still think, and she even said it, why can't people stick with the plan, to herself as she was leaving the comic bedroom after all this went on. Another video clip I also posted, because she was quite beaten down by all of this. And again, remember, we got 3 more days till an eviction and a new head of household. And if for some reason someone from Suri's side doesn't get the head of household, then they'll spend another week on the other side trying to scramble and deal with stuff and plot and scheme. That could be scary. Another scary thing could be, what if Izzy actually gets head of household? That's what some of us are secretly wishing for, even though it will be intolerable. It's kind of it's one of those, have you ever been to a bakery, let's say? I can remember going to a bakery in Chicago on Belmont Street, and this is when I was in my 20s. My best friend had moved up there, and I had never been in the, quote, big city or seen stuff. It was just a new world. And we went into a bakery, big city, fancy bakery. We got some chocolate cake of some kind, but it was so rich. You got a little slice, but it was so rich. It was so much that you after like 2 bites, you're like, oh my God, this is so good in some ways, but I can't have it anymore. It just, that's it. That's Izzy. If Izzy is at a household, it will be so good. It will be so amazing, but you'll only want a bite. I only need to see her for an hour today being head of household. And then can I have the rest of the day when she's not, please? Because she is going to be so over the top, so out of control, so just everything, but we're going to have it for an entire week. And I don't know if I can stand an entire week of Izzy as head of household. So and on the one hand, I really want her to get it. On the other hand, I don't know if I could take it. So we'll see what happens. I'm secretly hoping she wins head of household this week, and secretly also dreading it. Where are we at? Let me take a look here at overall alliances and give you some thoughts. The point is, by the way, yesterday the Power Veto was not played by Hisam, and so we're down to just waiting for Thursday. So I do have Dolfica's alliance chart though handy that I can glance at real quick, and I wanted to do that just to go over some things, which again is kind of funny because you know what, we don't have an alliance anymore, right? I mean, some alliances are already falling apart, and so what are you gonna do? Hold on a millisecond here. Things went wonky. All right, so to go over the alliances, some of them are new, and some of them are done. Right? We talked about the some alliances I've never even mentioned. Some of them I don't even know. I'll be honest with you guys. It's some of mine just like whatever. This is not. I don't need to know this right now. If that makes me not as hardcore of a Big Brother fan as you would like, I'm sorry. I look at it as I've been watching this thing for so damn long that I can just kind of get a sense about some of this stuff. But let's go over some of these alliances. The Crowd Control Alliance, which is Jag, Blue, and Riley. Okay, that's a sub-alliance of the Handful that kind of formed when they were getting ready to form the Handful, which includes Matt and Cameron. That's the 5 people that are sleeping in the hospital bedroom. So that is the Handful Alliance. That was considered the core alliance up against the Bye Bye Bitches Alliance. And the Bye Bye Bitches Alliance is kind of been a couple of different permutations, and I can't even figure out who all Dolfica has decided is in the Bye Bye Bitches. And I'm done saying that. There we go. Yeah, Hisam. She's got the 6 that I had. Hisam, Suri, Felicia, Nicole or Mimi, Izzy, and Bowie. But within that, then you have a new alliance that formed yesterday called the Professors, which doesn't include Jared, but so, I mean, there you go. I mean, there's an alliance that Suri got involved with that just basically the Bye Bye Bitches took Jared out of the alliance and called it the Professors. Well, okay, whatever. It's still, Jared is a part of any alliance that his mom is in, right? Can we agree on that? I would not say that Suri's in every alliance that Jared is in, but I think Jared is in every alliance that his mom's in. That's my read on it. Again, but I've also said that I think that Jared will throw away his game sooner than Suri will throw away her game for the other. But that's just because I think she's just got that being that part of the game is just going to come to her, and she's going to be like, well, he's got years left. This is probably my only time on Big Brother, so I'm gonna win it. Then you got another one that formed, I think, yesterday, the Brown Sugar Babes, which you'd think didn't include a guy, being as it's babes, and I don't mean to be sexist to say that, but it does. It's Suri, Felicia, Nicole, and Jared, which that had been an alliance early on. That was the beginning of when we talked about the Bye Bye Bitches. We were kind of like, well, that was kind of the bit. I don't know. Yeah, lots of alliances. You of course have your Suri, Jared, and Izzy alliance, which is the family alliance, because that's just kind of what it is. I don't know if they called it. I don't know if they have an actual name for it. What else? That's kind of yeah, that's enough. That's enough for now. Lots of alliances because some of them are breaking up. And so we'll just ride out the next couple of days. It's been fun. It's interesting, but man, there is a whole lot of stuff going on. It's great to watch on the live feeds at night. I mean, there is stuff going on all the time. There are people talking right now. At least last night they were. I don't know how many of you are checking this out on Pluto TV, but if you have never watched a live feed, and you are interested, I mean, it's free. Look, you can just fire up Pluto TV, search for Big Brother. You'll find 5 channels. You can dial it in and watch it. There's a lot of whispering. If you're on a TV in the house, you might have an issue because it'll be hard to hear. You might have to crank it up, so you may want to get earphones or something and listen to it that way. But it's interesting. It is nonstop. And, as soon as I say that, tonight will be boring. But it hasn't been. It's been a lot. That's it. That's what I got for you guys. I'm getting close to the workplace, so I'm going to sign off here. I can't think of anything else I forgot to mention. Just thank you for your support. Thank you for listening. Thank you to the person who came out, who got on the message on the message board, I think, for Spreaker and yelled at me for not pronouncing Surrey's name. Surrey's name right. I try, guys, and I know I get stuck in a loop, and I used to tease Scott about this sometimes when he had problems with names, pronunciations, and we all have problems with names sometimes, and it's not meant as a sign of disrespect in any means. It is just is hard sometimes, and I'm trying. So, but anyways, I'll be back to talk to you guys tomorrow. Today, I don't expect a whole lot to go on other than a lot of scrambling and talking. They will probably lose the backyard at some time today if they haven't lost it already, because it will be time to get the backyard ready for the next head of household competition. So that's going to upset them because they'll be shut down out of the backyard again for the rest of the week. It's the way it goes now. They lose the backyard and they don't get it back until after the Power of Veto competition, which is on Saturday, so they won't get it back until Sunday, or late Saturday night. So yeah, that's not a good thing for them. And I think I read that maybe Surrey found that out yesterday and was not pleased to find out that they were going to be losing the head of household, or the backyard, for the rest of the week, because they get used to it. They like that outside, and losing it is not a good, they just lose that ability to get out in the sun. So that's it. I'm done. I am parked. Thank you to all my supporters. Thank you for listening. Thank you for checking out whatever advertising you hear after this. And thank you for my patrons that support me. That's really appreciated. We'll talk to you guys all tomorrow, or talk to you online. See ya. Bye-bye. Except for I can't get to the button to shut this off, so we're not going to edit that part out. Bye!